Well, the first thing you can do is just to familiarize yourself with the MCP protocol. Also, just understanding how Business Central actually exposes its data, etc., will already help you. Start experimenting with the agentic frameworks that you've got at the moment within Business Central. Have a look at the sales order agent and the payables agent. Start playing with those, and just start thinking beyond extensions, because in the past, a lot of the extensions that we've got for Business Central was always developed within Business Central. I think this is going to probably bring a big move towards development happening outside of Business Central, where you can actually just build an agent to do what you need to do and just connect to Business Central and pull information out of the system and push information back into the system. And the analogy that you used about the USB-C hub, that's a really good analogy. I've heard that one as well. But what makes the MCP protocol different to something like an API, because that's what we used to do in the past. We used to just create an API, and the API would open up the data in our system, and we would allow other systems to connect through our APIs. So firstly, in the past, APIs were point-to-point. So in other words, if I wanted a connection from this system to this system, I had to develop a specific API. And the APIs were fairly rigid. Once I have an API and I call it and I don't give it the exact information that it requires, the API fails. Whereas the MCP protocol, and that's why they call it USB-C, is literally, it's one thing you can plug everything into. You can use a natural language, and even if you've got some missing data, because it's artificial intelligence, it can sort of infer from the context and what you're doing, etc., what you might mean with that missing data, and it knows what it needs to give to the system. So you can just say to it, go and create me a sales order for customer number 10 for item number X, 20 of those items at whatever the current price is. And it doesn't need all of the other information. It doesn't need to know what warehouse to go and buy the stock out of, because it can see from the past history, what warehouse that customer normally buys stuff out of, as a silly example. So that is basically what makes the MCP so different, and just basically familiarizing yourself with the MCP protocol. We don't know too many details about what that connection is going to be like and how it's going to work. We'll probably learn that within the next couple of months. So the release date from Microsoft is for October, and then we'll see what the connection looks like. But to get ready, just familiarize yourself with MCP in the meantime.